She wants to know, how do you specifically handle boundary backlash? So when you set a boundary with your mom, your in-law, your sister, a coworker, whatever, and all of a sudden this wave of just nastiness comes at you, how do you cope with it? Like, what do you do? Because she says, when I set a limit with these people in my life, it's like days of going back and forth. And by the end, I'm so exhausted. I wonder, is it even worth it? Like, she's ready to just throw in the towel on boundaries altogether. So she's asking our community specifically, what do you do to cope with this like backlash? For me specifically, I remind myself of why I set the boundary. And it's usually around time. Like, quality time with my family is my number one priority. And if it was going to take away from that, that's why I set the limit. And then I also look at it for what it is. If somebody is reacting that wild to me saying no, I just think, okay, like, you're obviously a taker in my life. You're getting more from me than I'm getting from you, and you wanted free access to that resource. Like, you don't actually care about my needs. You care about your needs. It's not like I'm going to get rid of this person. I just know them a lot better, and I'll go forward treating that relationship for what it is. So it just gives me a different perspective on their relationship. And if it's really big, dramatic, and just unreal, then I know that they're emotionally immature. Then I know that they're lacking skills to even process big emotions. Has nothing to do with me, has nothing to do with my boundary. It literally means they can't process big stuff, and they're projecting it out onto me. Like, they don't see me as my own person, and they don't understand how I am not doing what they want me to do. Like, it does not compute. Like, that's on them. That's I don't take that personal. Like, they literally just can't process that. So how does this look in practice? I limit my interactions during like the wildfire where they're coming at me. I would limit the interactions. Like, I would restate the boundary a few times, but the moment that it turns negative or maybe even abusive, just cutting, whatever, I would just end the conversation. I would never re-engage or talk back to them and try to argue with them if they're being super like disrespectful to me about the limit. And if I'm talking on the phone, I would just let them know, okay, this conversation now has like dipped into being unproductive. I'll try to talk to you tomorrow. Those are just ways that I protect myself if I set a boundary with someone that is, like makes it really big and ugly. Like, what do you do? She specifically asked for the community and your guys' advice, like tips and tricks.